We're going to talk about all the things you can do right now to change your life. We're at the critical point. We've already gone into the tipping point. We are in total transition right now. Transformation. Are you ready for this? Because this is the absolute biggest event of the universe. Not the metaverse, the universe. And it affects the metaverse and beyond. We're talking about expanding past the limiting thoughts of the human race and expanding into the space of which you are. I'm going to talk about breaking through fear. We're going to discuss what's in this book. And if you haven't ordered it yet, I suggest you do, because I'm going to start revealing how this could change your life. My teachings are going to guide you to a space that you possess right now. It is a decision only you can make. If you want to go into it, you can transition the Great Awakening, the Big Shift, what you can name it 101 things. We don't have to name it anything. I'm going to tell you why you're here and what you can do to change any situation today. You ready for that? Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an amazing life. Wow, if you look at some of my older videos, we've come such a long way. Our discussions are expansive. All right, so I want to talk about breakthrough fear. It's doing extremely well because people are getting it. And it was a download. You get downloads. What an inspiration. When we get downloads and we're confused about them, it's usually because we have ego in the way. The ego is the thinking mind that has to label, find solutions to things in the material world, and thinks that there's one way or the one truth. And when you let go of all of that, you realize that everything is possible, everything exists, and everything is true. Okay? That is just a fact, because we are unlimited, and the one creation is everything that exists and does not exist in material form. That's it. When we label, then we want to define ourselves. So I see a lot of people out there say, well, I'm a spiritual person, and what are the signs of awakening? And I'll tell you what the signs are. They're pretty obvious. One of them is you stop questioning everything. You stop having to know the answers. That's the biggest one. You don't need to know anymore. You have what I call the knowing. It's the last chapter in this book. It's called the knowing. What does that mean? You know, and you have no more questions. Yet, you cannot really answer them, right? If somebody asks you questions, you would tell them, basically, everything exists. It all comes from one source and is one source of love and creation. It is knowing everything it is, including darkness, of which is the creator also. We don't want to believe that. If you are in separation and you think there's right and wrong, good and bad, you are not in the high awakened state, because you're still separating yourself from good and bad. Well, if the creator is everything, then where did the darkness come from? On its own? No, it's part of the creator. It's the creator knowing itself. Why? Well, I don't have the answers to the metaverse, but I'm going to tell you what. How can you enjoy health if you've never been sick? When you truly understand all the variations of what creation can be, you get a deeper understanding and you connect to that love. Now, I've gone into that space where I was shown the love for us and all creation that is beyond the word love. I've experienced that. As of this video, I am going to be on the Jeff Mara podcast. That is going to be in September of 2023, which means after the 18th, when we interview, he's going to post it. That means I'll be on that podcast. You can go find me there, hopefully forever. All right? Also, on the 19th, I have a free, it's in here, I have a free session with James Van Praagh, who's a medium. And so what I want you to understand is I give you access to people who open your mind to the fact that everything exists out there, and that For us to call something wrong or want answers from somebody else means that we are not using our own powers. So James Van Praagh is going to teach you how you can tap into that power. I love it. You know what I feel about my psychics? That's great. They're telling you what you believe and think, if they're even good at all, and you can't really know that for sure. But they're just telling you what you're creating. And so you hold that power. So when you let go of absolutely everything, and when I say break through fear, what do I mean by that? We're going to feel fear. We're going to feel limitations, frustration, anger. All these things you experience as a human being is meant to be. It is not to be avoided. It's part of the experience. But you don't have to allow it to control you. All right? So what are we going to do? We're going to observe. All right? You let go and observe. You don't have to have an answer for everything. And nothing's ever a punishment. It is all purposeful. You'll learn that in the book. Everything's purposeful. Nothing is chaos. Nothing's an accident. You know, chaos is organized also. Right? The Creator even creates chaos. It seems to be unorganized, but it isn't. It's always everything's organized. Beyond our comprehension. Can you get on this pathway and realize that you are in the driver's seat and start to guide your way through it? Even if you go in the dark woods, you know that there is another space outside of it. And what you do within that darkness determines where you go on the other side. And I don't mean the other side in transition, although it's the same thing. I mean the other side of anything you're going through right now. What do you want to change? So if you're in a thinking mind and you're still trying to control it, the ego can never tap into the space that exists right now. Tap into that beautiful space right now and get that information and all those probabilities, because you limit yourself when you go into ego. You say somebody's bad, this shouldn't happen, why is this happening to me, you know, God's punishing me. No, there's no such thing. You are unconditionally loved. How do we break through fear? Breakthrough means I understand that fear has great purpose. It can be very motivating, right? If you're afraid something's going to happen, you might do something over here to stop that. All right? We build break walls here so that when the water comes up, we're not going to go underwater. Well, you know, that has its limitations too here in the physical world. So the fear of that causes people to put up barriers, precautions. So fear can motivate you to do positive things in a material world. All right? I want you to know something right now. Everything that you do will determine what reality you're going to go into in this new phase. The reset, the great reset. For me, the great reset isn't some political thing. The great reset is the reset of how we believe and think of our world, how we treat one another, and we are going to reset into a different community that actually functions as one, caring, giving, service to others. Now here's another thing, and I'm going to do another video on this. Zero tolerance. Zero tolerance. But we're going to do it in peace and solutions. So I'm not going to say, oh, you're wrong, and sit on my butt and complain. I'm going to say, well, this is not healthy for the planet. What am I going to do to create a solution? So if you're complaining and you're saying something's wrong, my question to you is, are you doing anything to change it? If not, you're not a change maker. You're a complainer, and that's a low frequency. It actually fuels the very thing you're complaining about. This is real simple stuff. You are what you believe and think. I have manifesting courses, and I teach you this is so simple. No mantra is going to change your life. You have the ability to do it. And we look to outside things, mantras, vision boards, all that stuff. They help because of the belief behind it that's actually creating. And then that's just the reinforcement, the reminder of what you already believe. What do you believe? Because we're going into a beautiful world, and there's nothing that can harm you, because even if you physically expire at some point, you decide to leave the planet, and that's all planned too, that's all your own decision. There's nothing you have to fear, because there's something so beautiful on the other side. And I have experienced this. I've gone to what I call the Crystal City. And I spoke to beings. I have 3 of them. Two male and 1 female. I don't know what they look like. They're light beings. One appeared as a human being and spoke to me about my mission here on the planet. Does that sound cray-cray? Why do we think that's crazy? If you are not paying attention to, it could be in meditation or in dreams, then you are missing out on great opportunities and guidance. And so don't let anybody tell you you're crazy. That's the limiting ignorance ego that we've lived in. That is not the Great Reset is. We're going to reset and own the power that we have and use it wisely, because, I mean, Hitler was a major manifester. Right? We're manifesting 24/7. How do I manifest them? Like, you're doing it right now. What are you thinking? Look at your life. That's what you're manifesting. That's what you believe. What do you believe? If you don't like this, and I'm not talking about what other people are doing, I'm talking about you, what you've created in your life. What are you thinking and doing to create that? That must shift. If this creates this, then this can create that. Well, if somebody else is doing it, what are they doing? How do they think? What are their actions? And I'm going to tell you something right now. We're coming to the conclusion now that things just don't happen easy on this planet. They just don't. And the work that you put in to achieve your goals, whether it's in actual work or service to the world or your own self and family, it takes constant work. You have to be on your game. Even awakened, enlightened people have to be on their game. We constantly get tested. That's the whole purpose of being here. You're in school 24/7 here. You never get to this graduation point. Graduation is if you master it and you go to the other side. You may not have to come back here again. Have to? It's still a choice. But whatever happens after this era, and it's going to be hundreds of years before we go into something like really different. But right now is the shift outside of the destruction of the planet into renewal. And you can be a part of this, or you can hang on to that old world. That's not going to serve you well, my friend. All right, so I have some things for you. The James Van Praagh class is free, September 19th, I believe it is. You can sign up for that. The free videos that I have, if you're signed up for my list, it's down in the description. Or you can go to Landria.com. You will get all this stuff. I will pelt you with all kinds of really cool stuff, free meditations, new classes that I have, master classes free, some are not, but they're all extremely valuable depending on what you want to do. You want to learn manifesting? Do you want to go in a state of peace? Do you want to go into health? It's all possible. Can you believe that? Do you believe that? It is. It's all possible. All right? You guys have seen this. These are free videos to help you to create online businesses. There's a world online. That's not your thing. That's cool. There's a world online where you can reach the globe with messages, services, healthy products. You can help change the world from your living room. It takes work. It takes an investment of time and money because other people are teaching you. They have to pay their bills too. You know what? Get with the program. It is paying forward, and thus you will reap the benefits. So that is here. That's the course I took, and I have multiple income streams online, and all of them are geared to change the planet and to help you. All right? And also, I hope you'll subscribe because spiritual channels, they're losing subscribers. People, they're just shifting their attention to other stuff. And I'm here to help you no matter what. We're going to keep going, my friend. So if you want to benefit and go into this space, you're going to have to really buckle down and do the work. I hope you'll buy the book. By the way, we corrected the Kindle issue. People couldn't get the print to go big, and I went and actually did it myself, and I had my tech team, and I said, you guys should have corrected this. So please, if you have a Kindle issue, please contact me at Landria, at LandriaOnkka.com and let me know. Don't give me a bad review because of the Kindle. If you read the book, that's another thing. And let me know if it's not working. We're going to correct it within 24 hours. If you tell me, I don't know, I don't have Kindle, man, we're going to do everything. We're going to do everything in our power to get you to that space where you love life, you get it, you stop struggling, you stop suffering. We're going to break through fear. I'm going to keep talking about this. Prayer counts. Beliefs count. Actions count. All of it. What frequency are you on? Yeah? Basement or the penthouse? Come on up. Serving champagne up there. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.